Welcome back to my channel. I am coming with another top 5 for y'all. And the last one that I did was my top 5 skincare products that I didn't want to live without. It wasn't that I couldn't live without it, because I've said before, this is makeup, first world, like none of us need it. But it's oh so fun. So these are the products that I don't want to live without. They're the ones that, some of them I talk about all the time. Most of them. There's like 2 of them that I don't talk about all the time. But I use these, some of them on a daily basis. All but like 2 on a daily basis. And the other 2 I use very, very, very regularly. So it's just products that may not be the most exciting, but I really don't want to be without them because they make my life easier when it comes to makeup. So let's go ahead and get into it. In true Mandy fashion, I absolutely could not make this 5. I had to make it 6. I honestly don't remember the last top 5 that I just did 5, but that's okay. I've got most of these products on my face today, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to get started with one y'all probably know, and this is the only one that I have like multiples within the category because I do switch back and forth between all 3 of these products, and it is my Corrector. If you don't know, I have extremely dark under eyes. It's hereditary. So I'm going to have them no matter what. There's no amount of sleep I can get or, you know, less stress or anything of that nature to where they're going to be less dark. I just have them. It's just my thing, and that's okay. They do get worse if I have allergies or if I don't get as much sleep. So a Corrector is something that is just absolutely necessary in my makeup routine, and I have 3 that I go between, and I recommend all 3 150%. Y'all likely know what the ones I'm going to talk about, but in the case that you're new, let me go through them quickly. The first is the Jane Iredale Enlighten Concealer. So this is technically a concealer, but if you see, oh, and yeah, don't pay attention to my nails. I didn't have the heart to take them off. My daughters painted them, and they each got a hand, so they got to choose what they wanted. But anywho, this is a peachy orangey shade, and that is exactly what I need to counteract the darkness. If I were to go in, even with like a full coverage concealer under my eyes and did not correct the darkness, I'm going to have ashy looking gray under eyes because it's just putting a light color on top of a dark color without getting rid of the dark color first. So that's why I use a Corrector, so that I can minimize the darkness as much as possible before I go in with the concealer. So a lot of these you may not even be able to see when I swatch, and it's my lovely self-tan hand, you can see right here. So one of the reasons I love this one so much is because it really does become your skin tone as you apply it, as you can see even on my hand where there is no darkness to correct. It just really works. Now, something about this that you need to know is because it's a cream-based product in like a container like this, it is a little bit thicker, and you need very, very, very little product in order to correct any of your areas. So keep that in mind. If you do use too much, it's going to look cakey and it's not going to look as good under your concealer. But if you use a tiny, tiny amount, it is going to do the job while also laying very well under your concealer. Now this one is the Colorescience Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy. This is a huge plus because it has skincare benefits as well as an SPF 35, as well as a correcting shade. So this now comes in 4 shades. I've done a whole video on all of the shades if you want to go and watch that. I still use the original color, and that's it right here. So it does have a little bit of a lighter, peachier tone than the Jane Iredale. And it is also a little more moisturizing because it is in a liquid form versus a cream. I like to put the Jane Iredale on with a brush. I like to apply this with my fingers. Just kind of tap it into the under eye so you're getting the skincare benefits as well as the color correction as well as the SPF. So that's like the all-in-one of the trio that I'm going to talk about. And then this one is the one I have on today and has become a fast favorite. And it is the Peach Corrector from Fit Glow Beauty. This is excellent. And I know I've talked about it before, and I've had a lot of y'all message me on Instagram telling me how much you absolutely love it, which just makes me so happy to know that something I recommended is working out for many other people, but this is so good. I'm going to be doing a full face of Fit Glow possibly next video, so stay tuned for that. But this has a little bit of a peachier tone versus the orange tone in the Colorescience. Both work great, and it's really just a personal preference, but it's so moisturizing. I love it. I just absolutely love it. So definitely Corrector had to be on this list because, again, I use it every single day that I put on makeup. Now, if for some reason I'm not putting on makeup, I still want to cover up my dark circles. They are the one thing that I'm least happy about on my face. We all have that one thing. So if I know that I'm not going to be wearing a full face of makeup, like yesterday, I just didn't have it in me. I was basically packing my house the entire day, so I didn't have any reason to like put something on, didn't have the time. But honestly, even though I wasn't leaving the house, I just like to cover my dark circles. It just makes me feel more awake, and it's just something I like to do. So this is a hidden gem for me. It is something that I don't want to be without, and it's the Bare Minerals Mineral Concealer, the loose concealer. And this is in the color, what color is this? Summer Bisque. So it's one of their old school loose mineral powders, and it is a game changer. I use this in my what I wear to the gym, like makeup I wear to the gym video, and people were amazed at what a difference it makes just tapping it under the eyes, and it just totally takes the darkness away. I use it like I have a little bit of discoloration on the top of my lip that I'll use it on. If I have a little small breakout, I'll tap it on that, tap a little bit of the excess on my redness, and it just evens everything out. I use it as an eye primer a lot of times. It's an excellent product. The brush that I use with it is the Sephora concealer brush. I don't know if they still make this. I will try to link it. It was in the sale section forever. But I just really load up the tip of the brush, and I may be putting in a like cutaways to how I use it. So I don't know how that footage came out yet, but hopefully it will work. But I will just put on the top of the brush, and I will just tap it onto my under eye. And it's so close to my skin color that you can't see it on the camera, but I can see it just blending into my skin. It has such a pretty finish and coverage. It does become one with your skin, and honestly, it is a lifesaver on no makeup days. I will put this on as my eye primer because I get a lot of discoloration on my lid. I will put it on under my eyes, again, around my face where I need it. I'll slap some mascara on, some lip gloss that I'm going to talk about, and I'm good to go. If you have never tried this, I highly recommend it. I don't find that the powder makes my under eyes look any like older. I know a lot of people have misconceptions about that because they tend to not want to powder their concealer because it tends to age their under eyes. I don't feel like that with this product. Being mineral, it has a very pretty finish to it. It's not flat matte at all, and it just really does the job for me. I cannot speak highly enough. The next product is something I will not spend a ton of time on because I talk about it every time I do makeup on my videos, and it is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. Y'all knew this was going to be in here. This is the third compact, I believe. I'm about to hit pan on it. This is in the color, okay, this is the color Radiant Light. It's the third compact of Radiant Light. I have gone through 1 or 2 dim lights before that. I can use both colors, Radiant and Dim. I know a lot of people ask me about the coloring of these powders. They are very forgiving, but then there's like the darkest, which is this, and then the lightest, which I believe is Diffuse Light, which if you are super dark or super light, they are going to show up. So if you just don't know, I would probably stick with something in the middle, like the Mood or Dim Light. I personally find that Dim Light is the most universal on my clients. It just seems to work the best. But I like Radiant Light. I like to give a little bit more warmth to my skin, and I use this as a finishing powder. And I get questions all the time about what brush this is. This is a discontinued It Cosmetics brush, so you cannot get it anymore. However, I wanted to show it to you because any duo fiber brush like this works. And I know people use regular powder brushes, and that totally works too. I mean, you find whatever works for you, but this is my favorite way. And I basically just load it up on the brush and I take it all over my face after I'm done with my makeup, and I will buff it out. Now, depending on how much I need to fix with my makeup that day will depend on the pressure that I use. So for instance, right now I'm hardly using any pressure because I've already used it today and I don't need more. But if I had like some pretty harsh lines with my blush or bronzer, if I overused either one of those, which I tend to do quite regularly, I will hold it a little closer to the ferrule of the brush and the bristles, and I will give a little bit more pressure. It just puts a filter over your face. I mean, that's what it does. It finishes everything absolutely perfectly. And I cannot honestly remember a time where I did my makeup and did not buff with this powder. I have other powders that I have buffed with. I have buffed with loose powders. I have buffed with other pressed powders. And I always come back to my Hourglass. Always. So I had to mention that. Another one, not so exciting, but definitely something I use every single day. And again, I hope the cutaway footage works because y'all will be able to see a huge difference that it makes. But this is the PIXI Endless Silky Eye Pen. And it's just their black, I believe it's called Black Noir eye pencil. This is the blackest eye pencil that I have personally used. Not only is it the blackest, it is the smoothest in application, and I use this on my waterline. I'm not a huge eyeliner person on my upper lash line. I used to wear it every single day of my life in like high school and college, but now I don't know, I feel like it's just not as flattering on me. It's not to say that I don't wear it, but if I do, a lot of times it is with eyeshadow and not actual eyeliner. But I do need it in my waterline. I find that my waterline, which if you don't know is this little area right here underneath your lash line, is very prevalent the older I get. And I have noticed this with clients too. I feel like the older we get, almost our upper lid kind of turns out, and I feel like the waterline is more prevalent than ever. It's not a big deal if I'm not wearing makeup. However, if I am wearing makeup and I put mascara on, I feel like that's all I can see. And maybe it's just me, but even if it is just me, I want to fix it. So I put this on the waterline. The many reasons that I love it is that because it's so black, because it is so smooth, so you don't tug on that area. It's a very sensitive area. It can take a while to get used to doing this. But this is so smooth that it just glides on so nicely. But also because it does not move. Now, like after I first apply it, I might get a little bit of transfer in this inner corner, which I can just take my finger and wipe away. Other than that, it absolutely does not transfer throughout the day. It is something I have to remove with eye makeup remover because it just does not want to come off. So I have to recommend this. I will also do this even if I'm not wearing mascara. Like if I'm doing a super no makeup day, I will do that Bare Minerals concealer and I'll stick this in my waterline to give the effect of thicker lashes at the baseline, which is the whole purpose of this technique. And it almost makes me look like I have mascara on without having mascara on, if that makes sense. So again, I don't do my makeup and I don't even do my non-makeup without that product. This one is another one that you are absolutely going to know. I have this on my lips right now. This is the Beautycounter Bare Shimmer Lip Gloss. This is hands down my favorite lip gloss of any lip gloss I have ever tried. It is my favorite shade. It is probably the 5th tube that I've gone through. I am almost done too. You can see at the very bottom. I have one up here. I have one downstairs. I have one in my purse. I have one in backup. I just don't want to be without it. Not only do I love the Beautycounter formula of lip glosses, they just glide on so nicely, but this color, there's just something about this color. It works with any lip gloss that I want to, or any lipstick that I want to put on top of. That's it right there. It's just that really pretty pink color. So it works with, again, any lipstick I want to apply this on top of, because I'm a gloss girl, so it's rare that I ever put a lipstick on that I don't apply gloss on top of it. But it also works so well on its own. That's all I have on my lips today. It's something that never fails me. I always know that it's going to work. I always know that it's going to look right. I don't necessarily have to be wearing a cool tone shadow look to pull this lip gloss off. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of blush or shadow that I'm wearing that day. This always works. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I talk about it all the time. I use it all the time. It's in 75% of my drop down boxes in the description of what I'm wearing on my lips. I absolutely love it. And then finally, I'm going to talk about a base product. And I know a lot of people have been doing this, like, if I lost all my makeup, what's the one thing that I would go buy first type of video. If y'all want to see that from me, let me know. It may have been overdone by this point, but I did want to talk about a base product because this would be the one that I go get first. It is a well-rounded product for me. It's something I can wear all by itself. I don't have to set it if I don't want to. If I want to just go to the gym and just put a little bit of something on my face to even it out, but I don't want to be cake face. I don't want to have to set it. I don't want to have to use concealer. I will use this product. It is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. This is probably my third tube that I have purchased. I just had to repurchase it in January, and I love this stuff. It's what I have on right now. So again, you can totally wear it as a makeup product and glam it up and set it and do all the things on top of it. But you can also wear it by itself, and it will just give this very light coverage while also providing an SPF. It does have SPF 30. It is a physical sunscreen. I don't rely on this. I still wear an SPF underneath it, but it is a nice bonus. It is a gel cream. They don't even call it a foundation or a tinted moisturizer because it does have a very unique gel consistency. And this is in the color Bamboo 5.5. I can wear ginger. I can wear natural. It just depends. And it is just, it's cooling. Like, it feels cool when I rub it into my skin, whether it be my hand or my face. It's a very pretty finish. This is the one thing that I forgot to film for a cutaway, but you can see how it looks on the face even after it's been set. And it's just, I love this stuff so much. It just makes your skin look good. It makes your skin look like the best version of itself because it still looks like skin, especially when all you do is wear this. When the gyms were open and the girls were in school, I would often put them on the bus and then go straight to the gym so that I could get it done for the day, come home and get lots of other things done. And I would put this on and that's it. I wouldn't do mascara. I would do my brows because nobody needs to see you without my brows. But I would do my brows and this. And I would even tap it under my eyes as my concealer. I wouldn't even bother going in with a mineral concealer underneath. And it just made me look like I was awake, alive, glowing, had healthy skin. I love it for both purposes. So if you have not tried this, I do highly recommend it. I don't think it's overly expensive. I really like Bare Minerals as a brand. I find them to be very underrated, and I think that you would absolutely love it. So I had to include that. I couldn't not include any of these products because they really are all products that I don't want to live without. I know it can be a little redundant because I talk about a lot of them a lot, but that shows you how much I absolutely adore them. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, I want to hear your thoughts, so please leave down in the comment section the one product that you absolutely cannot live without, and let's share. And I like to see how many people write the same product and see if I agree or if I haven't tried them and maybe want to give them a try. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. I hope y'all are all staying healthy and safe and sane, and most of all, go out and have a very blessed day.